Hey, how's it going, everybody? Your average teenage old man here, and today we're playing a little Everybody's Golf VR. Now, I picked up this game a couple weeks ago when it came out, and I was super excited for it. I played the demo to death, and I had a pretty good run here. I hadn't been doing so well before this, but I had just unlocked the 18 holes mode a little bit ago, and my best score was a +6 on the forest course. This is the seaside course, as you can see. So yeah, I mean, my goal here was just to get +6 or better. I'd gotten +8 on this course just a few minutes ago, and I wasn't very happy with it. So I gave it another try. And yeah, the results were pretty favorable. As you can see, we already have a chance for a birdie here. And yeah, I've loved this game so far. It has really impressed me with the gameplay, the atmosphere. The only concerns I have, and it's not much, but it's just the caddies are kind of annoying, and the events are unbearable. I have to skip them every time, and you can't skip them the first time they come out, so that's frustrating. But I mean, other than that, and not having multiplayer, I mean, this game is really solid. It's got everything else you need. It's got 3 18-hole courses, and the gameplay is tight. It feels good. It feels like real golf, albeit with some concessions in, you know, having to put more power into your shot. You know, you don't have to swing it too hard to get a lot of power, but that's not something I'm concerned about. I think it would have made the gameplay worse if you had to put a ton of power on it, but anyway, here we've got a not a very good putt. That's not what I remembered it being. But anyway, after that we get a bogey, so we're back to par for the course. And my swing here, my swings on the irons have greatly improved because I didn't realize it, but I'm a tennis player, so I follow through on every shot. I didn't realize that in this game you really shouldn't follow through on your iron shots. With your putters and your drivers, definitely follow through. It helps a lot in aiming and power. But with your irons, you just kind of want to chip it. And that may be accurate to real golf, it may not be, but that's what's helped me most in this game with the irons. So yeah, we're still at par on the 4th hole, which is amazing for me. That never happens. I'm always +1 or +2 at this point at least. And yeah, we're having a good run. As you can see, we get a new driving record there for this hole. I really liked this shot. I was worried that the leaves were gonna make it drop down, but luckily it didn't affect the power too much. And there you can hear me whispering to myself. I guess I didn't take that audio out, but hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. Little ASMR. But anyway, yeah, we get on the green pretty easily here, and we're looking to get another birdie. I actually don't remember what happens here, so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, not only are the courses great, as you can see we missed. My putting still needs a lot of work, but not only are the courses great, but the practice modes are amazing. You get this Top Golf driving course kind of thing, which is super fun. Just lets you kind of work on your aim and not hooking it, because unless you're using the beginner clubs as I am, it is nearly impossible to avoid hooking the ball, which is frustrating, but I guess it's realistic because a lot of beginners in golf, I've heard, tend to hook the ball in their drives. So anyway, or I guess the term is slice, but it doesn't make much of a difference. So yeah, I'm using the beginner clubs, which I really didn't like at first. They felt clunky and big, but after a bit I got used to them, and they're really useful because when you're starting out and you got that slice in your swing, it really eliminates it for you and lets you hit nice and straight and true, which is really the most important thing in this game. As you can see, we get a really solid putt there. I was super happy with that. My longer putts definitely need some work, but that was really solid. So the par 3s here are, they're a bit of a game changer. They can either make or break my score usually. As you can see here, got on the green, was looking pretty good, and yeah, I don't really remember what happens here, so I guess I'll watch with you. Yeah, I missed. That's that's the usual, missing my putts, but again, you can hear me whispering. This is why I put the commentary over, because it's weird, makes me uncomfortable, and I'm the one doing it. But anyway, so this is a par 4, course 7, And as you can see, we get another personal best there. It's, I really like the way the mechanics feel as far as aiming your shot. The wind strength is really accurately displayed, both by those little wind gusts you can see on screen and also by the blue arrow on the map. And the map is, oh my goodness, that is, a lot of maps in games to me just feel kind of useless and unnecessary. This map is so important in the course. I mean, I would not play, oh, that was a really bad putt. I would not play well without it.
Yes, you say.
That should have been a par, but I just didn't hit it hard enough. So here we are, almost through 9 holes, and we're only +1, which for me is amazing. My best 9-hole score is a +3, which isn't that bad. You know, I mean, like, it's a pretty tough game, and I haven't been playing it a whole lot. Well, I've been playing it in bunches and then taking long breaks, but yeah, I mean, the whole thing, the whole atmosphere is really good. I may do a video on the dinosaur course at some point because it is amazing. The dinosaurs are really cool to look at, even if their AI isn't fantastic. As you can see, they were just short on that putt. It happens. My putts are probably my weakest point in my game. It used to be the iron, but then I figured out that I shouldn't follow through on my shots, and it improved it greatly. Seriously, do not follow through on your shots. It'll help you a lot. I mean, follow through, again, on your putts and drives, but when you're using the irons, don't. So the wind was going in our direction there, which helped us a good bit, helped us get a bit further. Par 5s are really tough for me. They're kind of like par 3s. You know, like par 4s are just kind of filler, in my opinion. The par 5s and par 3s are really what make or break my game. If I do well on a par 5 or a par 3, I'm feeling really good about myself. And getting a bogey is, it's pretty common for me, so it can really make or break my game. As you see there, we have a chance at a birdie, and that would get us back to par for the course, and we sink it. So through 9 holes, we are at par, which is not that common. I haven't seen anybody play this game really well on YouTube. Maybe that's just because it's new. It probably is. But I mean, like, I haven't played very good either up until this point, and I hate to brag, but this was a really, really good run for me. I was really proud of this. As you can see there, my iron shots are solid. I just figured that out today. You know, they were really bad. They were really hindering my game. As you can see, we have another really long chance for a birdie. And we did not get it. Looks like another par.
Nice par.
And I've seen people play this game, and they use the practice shot so much. I mean, like, just for like maybe a minute and a half straight before they take their shot. And I just don't think it's that necessary unless you're making a long putt. Even then, maybe not. But I find that just going for it, going with your gut, is the best way to play this game. You can't be too anal about it. You have to just go for it. And, you know, obviously it takes practice, and you have to get used to the feel of the clubs and get used to understanding, you know, directional shots and wind. But all in all, practice shots, you know, 1 or 2 is good. You know, 1 or 2, you can get a feel for what you're doing. But if you do any more than that, you're just not going to aim well, simply because you're overthinking it. You can't overthink things in this game. That being said, it is a very intelligent game, and it requires you to make minute adjustments. But if you're taking a ton of practice shots, it's just not going to work for you. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just overthinking it if I take too many shots, practice shots. But I just have not had a good experience at all with practice shots. So here we are in another par 5. I was really worried that this was going to go in the bunker. Thankfully, it did not. That's something I really struggle with. I struggle with keeping it out of the bunkers and inbounds. You know, because I'm a fairly new player and I don't do too well. But yeah, it looks like we're doing really well here, and we're keeping it out of the bunker, which is why we're -1. And I'm sure for all you really good golfers out there, the semi-pros and pros, like -1 is just okay, but for me it's absolutely incredible. So here I was worried about these bushes, palm trees, whatever you want to call them. I don't really know what those are. They're really short palm trees or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like getting minus par in this game, at least at this point when it was released, you can hear my frustration there, is really difficult. And as you see, we lost it already. We're back to par, but it feels like such an achievement when you see that negative on the board. I'm not going to tell you what my final score is. I'm going to let you guess and figure it out and see at the end. But I have to say, while I feel like I could have done a little bit better on this course because I did make some careless mistakes, I feel so proud of my score. I felt very good about it. So I'm thinking, this is only my second video on this channel, but I was thinking I'm gonna do some more Everybody's Golf VR content and VR content in general. So if for my 3 or 4 viewers out there, if that sounds like something you'd want to see, let me know.
Nice par.
So you can see we get a par there on 14 and 14 courses in and still at par, which I felt really good about. The wind has been kind to me on this course. I do have to give RNG a bit of credit here because I definitely wouldn't have had the run I had here without it. But still, I felt like I elevated my game on this, and I feel like I'm not going to have another run like this for a good while. But here we have another chance to go -1, and we sink it. But yeah, I mean, this game is so addictive. It's super fun. If you haven't picked it up yet and you're a PSVR owner, pick it up for sure. And make sure you use the move controllers, because the DualShock 4 is like it's the same. It still acts as a motion controller, which doesn't make much sense to me. Why would you use the DualShock 4 as a motion controller for golf? But yeah, it feels awful with the DualShock 4. Definitely use the move controller. That's definitely what you're going to want to go with. So at this point we're at hole 17, and this is where we run into a bit of trouble, as you're about to see. Whack that thing, and it is not looking good. It is going straight into that bunker. So yeah, that was the biggest mistake for sure in this course for me. But I didn't lose a whole lot of morale from that. I still felt like I could get a good score, so I pushed on through, kept going. And as you can see, we did not quite make it on the green, but we can maybe manage a bogey if we hit this right. This is a par 5, by the way. So that's our 4th shot. We got it pretty close. Got it 7.6 feet away. And generally my range for putts, I can get it pretty consistently around 8 feet or less. So that was a really good zone to be in for me. And here we are at 18th hole, par 5. And yeah, I mean, we're feeling good. We're at par. That was a pretty decent drive to start us off. Wind isn't exactly in our favor, but I didn't see it as a huge deal. So another suggestion I'd give you, if you're just starting out in this game, is definitely take the clubs into consideration. Don't just use whatever they give you or whatever they suggest to you. Because there I was given I think that was a 2 wood, and I felt like the 1 wood would get me closer to the hole because, 1 woods generally have more range. And here we have a chance at a birdie to go -1 for the whole course, which would have been amazing. However, we were that far away. But we make par, and I'm +0. I feel amazing about it. That was by far my best course in my time playing this game. I felt so good about it. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you pick up this game because it is a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and share.